Hello there, I'm Nerobax. Welcome back to the Williams Speedrun. This will potentially be the final part. So I'd like to thank everyone who has followed the journey. We're about to start the Mexican Grand Prix. And if you've enjoyed the series so far, please like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. And hopefully this will be a good episode to potentially end on. Let's get into it. Qualifying has completed. We qualified first and second. About a 10 between our two drivers. 400 between Prix and third, Doohan. So we're pretty close to each other. Two stop is possible, but what is expected here is, as you can see, one stoppers. The performance in terms of the tires themselves. The softs are about 3/10 quicker than the mediums, have about 300s high degradation, leading to about 10, being quicker for about 10 laps. Then they start losing out. Mediums have 5/10 on the hards, with just 200s of degradation difference, meaning that they'll be quicker for about 25 laps. Pretty good, honestly. And consideration here in terms of time, we've had a 100% safety car chance over the last 4 seasons, 24%. Why do I keep on saying percent? 24 seconds average pit time loss. Guess I've been grinding a bit too much, and I'm to turn into mush, but let's not worry about that. We could do soft to hard. We could also do medium, hard, medium. Could do something like this, but I think we're gonna do a two-stopper here. We're gonna do soft to the medium to soft again. I feel like this could work out pretty well for us, honestly. And with the safety cars, we could also change things up a bit, but honestly, soft to medium to hard, soft again should be a fairly okay strategy. I think we're gonna do it. It's just I feel like this is just a better one. Soft, medium, medium could also work, so we'll do this. It's okay. We'll overfuel a little bit just so we can get away in the beginning, and we're going to deploy and go full on attack for both our drivers. And I might have pressed start race there a bit too soon.
What will happen next?
But I think we're okay.
At the Mexican Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Lights out, away we go. As you can see, Doohan third, Norris fourth. And Piastri got away very well there. That's a pretty decent starting line. We'll have to see if the Ferraris can do anything here. Verstappen does seem quicker. And in terms of tire usage, most of the top 10 here are on the mediums, as you can see. We're the only soft runner in top 10. We also have Magnussen, Hauger, Schumacher, and Giovinazzi on the softs. So we'll see how this develops. But with that, we should have a fairly decent advantage now in the early parts of the race, at least. And we're already ahead, as you can see. So we'll tune down the ERS usage, and we'll just allow them to try and get away here. We already have, as you can see, 2 seconds down to third. So I'd say we're good. Doohan still has that little bit of a advantage.
It's a stonking lap.
And yeah, we're just gonna allow things to proceed from here on.
You're doing very good. Half time out good.
I'm just double checking because it looked like we had some potential rain clouds, but no rain expected. I didn't do a dummy move. It's actually been quite a few races since we last had rain, I feel like. And as you can see here now, we are currently looking good. We have about 8 to 9 seconds ahead here. Well, he actually caught up a lot there. I guess the battle did cost us a bit. Up to 9 seconds again. And I guess the battling is what decides if we're losing time or not. 10 seconds though, it's good. We have about half a pit stop advantage already. And again, these tires will be going for a bit longer. Lap times, 26.21 versus 21.5, basically. So, yeah. We're gaining a couple of tenths each lap at a minimum. We gained almost a full second there. So, yeah. It's looking good so far. Really, really good. We're still the faster car 15 laps in on the soft compound. Now, we are actually burning a bit too much fuel, but it shouldn't be a concern. We can tune it down later if we feel the need. But for now, we're good. We have entered our pit window, though. And Piastri's actually kind of fallen behind. So I guess it's fine. We're about to pit. And this is, I guess, when you see a bit of the advantage that a smoothness actually gives him. So, although not completely useless, I still wouldn't invest in it earlier. Guess we should be pitting Piastri. Get him in this lap, and we'll get Share in the following lap. That should be alright.
Box this lap.
The out in fifth here, we have 3 medium runners in front of us. Should be okay. And let's see now, where does Pourchaire come back out? He comes out ahead of Piastri, but Piastri has gained, importantly enough. Piastri stuck behind the Mercedes Zero Ocon. Probably just give him overtake. He's already made it when I gave it to him. And as you can see now, Pourchaire has actually made his way up to the cars in front. And has actually quite a big advantage there over Piastri as a result.
That's a stonking lap.
So, I am tempted to slow down Pourchaire, honestly. Because that's what we usually would do. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. He's going to have the advantage later on, though. As you can see, he is losing out quite a bit here just from running conserve on the tires. Does have a decent effect on lap times. Piastri, though, is still kind of struggling to catch up, so that's a bit concerning. Everyone else here has actually gone onto the hard, so this should, in theory, mean a one-stopper. And
Fastest lap.
seeing as we already have a pit stop on the other cars behind, with the degradation going too, I'd say we're looking really, really good. Doohan is doing about the same lap times as we are, but once DRS starts kicking in, we'll be doing a lot quicker. And it is expected to get a safety car, so we'll have to see if we actually end up getting one.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Pourchaire, once again, has a bit of an advantage there during the overtaking of the slower cars in front. Just going to slow him down a bit. Fine. And we are getting close to that final pit stop. I think we are going to stretch these mediums a bit. Stretch them as much as we can for Piastri. And that should be alright. We have a yellow flag. I don't know what happened. I think that we do at least one, maybe 2 more laps on these. Again, we still have a huge advantage. We're actually pitting some of the hard runners here at I guess 60%. Okay. Not the worst they could do. And we'll do one more lap here for Piastri before pitting him. There we go. Pitting Piastri this one, and we'll be pitting Pourchaire the following one. Be okay. And again, having them be aggressive on their in-lap is probably beneficial, but we're just too lazy to do it right now because of the advantage we do hold. Piastri and Pourchaire now will probably be fighting towards the end of the race. They both have their soft tires. We have 15 seconds down to third. And I don't expect the hard runners here to pit, but we'll see what happens. And I guess Piastri kind of got left behind there. I do not know why he's so much slower on this track. Probably a back marker. Fortunately, we're about to pit Stroll here. Pit lap Stroll here for the second time too. It seems like Pourchaire is, you know, gonna get this championship, which is impressive. Yeah, he's just quicker right now. There we go, multiple cars crashed. Penalty for Magnussen. Is this a safety car crash? Nope, we're good.
Who's that just crashed? Let's have a look. Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. And that's a...
Yes, they slapped each other basically, and the McLaren made its way through. But yeah, looks like the 100% chance for a safety car. Did not appear. Oh, Porsche with a lockup and damage by looks of things.
Now we see the Williams here. It's a lockup, and that could be costly.
That did not look good. Let's just put it like that. Porsche is back on track. No damage. I guess it was just earth flying. Piastri now is still a bit further behind though, so the lockup will not actually have any effect on the race.
This is the final one.
We're good on that account too. Bit of a shame though with that lockup.
That's the flag.
But a scratch and otherwise good race for Porsche. Doohan third, Verstappen fourth, Ferrari gaining the points. I think this means that Red Bull will not be able to catch up to Ferrari. Verstappen there fourth place, Leclerc sixth, Gasly fifth, Doohan third. And in terms of driver championship, yeah, we now have Porsche with 9 points ahead. We have 2 races to go. And unless Porsche crashes out here, I think he has secured himself a championship title here. Can't actually remember if he has any to begin with, but we'll have a look at that. Leclerc 7th, Verstappen 8th. In the championship, they're both moving up. And in terms of constructors, then Ferrari is now 12 points ahead of Red Bull. They gained 2 points on Mercedes, so I guess we're actually going to have a fight between these two to the end at least for 3rd place in championship, which is good. Again, a good amount of development. Can be very happy with that. Money-wise too, we made 5.6 million. Again, about 700,000 extra. It's not great, not terrible. It's what we're getting used to, really. CFD sim has been refurbished. Very good. And we have the final ATR period of the season starting. I think we might actually put this into the suspension then, because we already have projects going for everything, I believe. We have underfloor research finishing in 16 days. I think we'll just put it into suspension. It's not a great use of it, honestly, but our underfloor is good enough that even if we put ATR into it, as we had a look at earlier, it wouldn't give us a huge boost. So I feel like it's not really worth it. We're still losing out though in terms of acceleration and low speed cornering, as you can see. Top speed for DRS2, we're kind of losing out on. So the other teams are developing their cars. But then again, you kind of expect this. We have been doing nothing but research this basically entire season. So it's not that surprising, is it? Again, we're going to put all of our CFD and wind tunnel hours into the suspension. Again, not a great use of the time, but it's better than, you know, doing nothing. And we're just going to put everything to the right, leading to about a 3.5% gain in drag reduction, leading to almost a 5.5% gain in lower speed downforce. Same for medium, 4% gain in high speed. Brake cooling, almost 3%. Airflow, we're gaining 6%. We're still going to lose a bit though. We're going to have to make some more work here. But it's still a decent amount of stats gained here, in all honesty. We can be happy with that. Let's put in 6 engineers. Again, we're gonna be able to make another suspension by doing this, so it's fine. There we are. Let's continue. Facility refurbishment has been completed for the team hub. Good. And I believe we'll also have something else happening. Nope, that was sponsor obligations. And then we'll be ready for Brazil, which is actually happening this coming weekend in real life. Gonna be an interesting one. I believe Brazil has a sprint race. Again, I feel like a good way of doing this would be to, you know, add things that are missing over, you know, the course of a year or two, rather than having a yearly release. Or, you know, as I said in my update video, put quality of life, like unlapping and other things like that. Basic quality of life things that should be in the game. But if you feel like sprint races and, you know, sprint races, engine manufacturing, you know, factory teams that make their own engines are bigger things, add that into the new game. Add F2, add F3, things like that into the 23 game instead and sell that. But add anything that is quality of life, unlapping, DRS, making the AI more adaptable. Make that updates. And again, I know that I harp on this a lot, but it's just, I want this game to be good. And it's kind of hard to see it happening with the way they're currently doing things, which also hurts the motivation somewhat. So I'm hoping we'll see some changes, but I think I just gave them a bit too much leniency at the beginning, maybe. I don't know. Sorry for hopping on this. Let's get on with the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Here we are, Brazilian Grand Prix. We qualified first and second. Just 900,000s, not even hundreds. 900s between first and second, so pretty good. Expected strategies here are 2 stops for virtually everyone, as you can see. Medium, medium, hard. Well, 2 mediums, 2 hard. Compound performance here. The softs are about 3/10 quicker. Very short lap here. And you gain, well, 300 degradation more on the softs versus mediums. So again, positive around 10 laps. But again, tires degrade fairly quickly here. Mediums have 200s on the hards, and other than that, they're actually fairly equal, just 500s between them. So the hards will quickly become the better tire. Time consideration here, 24-second pit lane, 60% chance of a safety car. So everything is good on that regard. As you can see, the softs have about a life of tops 17 laps. So starting on the softs could be a thing. Going on to the hards, then the mediums could be another. I think we might just do medium, hard, medium here. The hard is the better tire, but we only have 1 set of them. So it doesn't really matter. We could also go medium, medium, hard. But I think we'll just go... we could actually just go soft, hard, medium, and just stretch them all to 30%. That could work. And if we have a safety car, we can change things out. I think we'll just do that. We're also not going to overfuel the car here. We're just going to rely on ERS. Because I don't think we need to overfuel the car, in all honesty. And as you can see now, our engine is down to 82. We are using fresh gearboxes though, the final one for both cars. But with just 2 races to go, I think we are fairly good unless we have some, you know, accidents. So we're going to start soft, we're going to go hard and then medium. And I think it's okay. We'll try and get the gap out on front and have our drivers DRS off each other.
Who will win? Only time will tell.
And once again, I did not consider rain. So we might be in trouble.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
We're good, no rain. So, Doohan is third, Leclerc fourth, fifth Ocon. Ferraris are pretty far back, Verstappen in 19th, Sainz in 11th. Schumacher, though, up in 6th is a bit of a surprise. And in terms of tires here, you can see that we, as long as Schumacher and Magnussen, Stroll and then Hajar, are the only ones that are on the softs. The rest are on the medium compound. We'll have to see if we can make something work there. Yellow flag in sector 2. Competitor ran wide. But I think this should be okay. I think we'll be able to pull out the gap here probably. And if we cannot, we cannot. But I will rely on ERS here to be, again, enough to get the DRS gap. And it looks like we have. We're going to put them both to neutral, which isn't the best choice here because we are basically completely out of ERS. But I think they'll regain enough during this race that it will not be a concern. 2 seconds now Doohan, which isn't a lot really. Oh. Okay, so Pochette did dodge Doohan at least. Leclerc should get him here.
They've locked up and gone straight on.
Okay, keep pushing, keep pushing.
Bit unlucky there for Pochette with that lockup, but not anything really can do. We're just going to have our drivers run their own races then from this point on. Mainly because Doohan is between them. And not much I can really
And
do
there's
to
an
help.
overtake from Williams.
I still actually haven't invested the extra points though. Now I think about it, I should probably do that for Piastri. Porsche is struggling though with this race. He's now down into 5th.
Mercedes moved up a place.
We are also running towards the end of the tire life here for the softs. Thinking we will be pitting fairly soon here. I think we'll be pitting a bit earlier than expected.
New position, just gained by Williams.
We'll stretch it one more lap. We have a yellow here. Sector 2. And Piastri has actually been overtaken here, so I think we're just going to get him in, get him onto the hard at this point. Should be okay. And for Porsche, we're going to stretch him this one extra lap. And we're going to get him too in on the hard.
Oh, they've run wide.
Piastri ran wide, okay. So that's why Doohan was so far in front of him. I thought it was due to tires, but apparently not. So Porsche is down into 15th. That's going to suck. And Piastri here has some fresh air up to Gasly. We'll have to see if we end up micromanaging Porsche a bit here, but currently he's doing work on his own, so don't really need to. And we might just want to harvest a tad bit here for both our drivers. It's not the most optimal time of doing so, but if they're running down to 1%, 2% each time they exert any on the straight, they're going to suffer. So we're just going to harvest a little slight amount of ERS here.
Doing very good. Lap time out good. Lap time out good.
Piastri overtakes Doohan, and Piastri and Doohan will be fighting. Doohan has actually pitted here onto the mediums, so they're still with each other. Porsche now 10 seconds behind them. We'll have to see if he can catch up. Last lap he was a tad bit slower, but still he'd be all right.
Who's running wide there? Oh, there's a spin.
Oh, multiple cars have crashed. Is it a safety car crash? Doesn't look like it. Looks like everyone is still moving. Verstappen with another penalty.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Okay, so... Oh, that was a bit more than I expected then. So Verstappen with a penalty. He's not been having a good final half of the season. He did get those points with the 4th place, but other than that, he's actually had an abysmal end to the season so far. Not the greatest he's ever done. Let's see what we do with Porsche though, because he is kind of struggling to keep up. He is gaining a little bit, but it's still going to be a struggle to get up into the top. Sainz here in 4th. And we'll have to consider how we do things. We've had another crash. This is safety car. Looks like everyone is still moving again. Again, I wish this was just a bit better. Doohan with a crash. Okay, that's a bit of a worse one.
We have the Alpine. There's the crash.
That I assume is the front wing bye-bye. Yeah. So that actually helps us out a bit because, well, Porsche was quite far behind. It's actually negative for Piastri's chances here in the championship because Porsche ending up 2nd means that he only, well, if Piastri can hold off here, means that he only gains 4 points on Porsche. He needs 9, so it's not actually great for him that Doohan crashed. But that's okay. Porsche is also running pretty fast. He is gaining. Never mind, he isn't gaining anymore.
Here's the replay. Now we see the
What was that?
here.
What was that magic trick?
What a spin out.
Second I say he's gaining, he just does a, you know, spin to win. going for style points. We're gonna stretch the tires a slight amount here. We're gonna do one more lap for Piastri, then pit him. So we'll be pitting him on this one. That should be okay. We're gonna go on the mediums to the end, and for Porsche, we're gonna stretch it just one more lap too. We'll get him on the mediums this lap now. Norris is also pitting. See where Porsche comes out. Porsche comes out in fourth. Piastri is now second behind Doohan. And honestly, I think Doohan will go to the end on those hards. Him crashing might not have been the worst thing to ever happen to him. Not in actuality. We're going to slow it down a little bit here. So Piastri is going to be in DRS of Doohan here very quickly. Porsche is 12 seconds behind. So we'll have to see how this plays out now. So again, this could still be good for Piastri. We are going to be making some moves here to try and get Porsche up into second though. And potentially even first. So it shouldn't be too much of a concern. Currently though, Porsche is gaining. He's running slower than Piastri. But I believe Piastri has some DRS help. And I don't know, is he running away from Doohan? He has. So that shouldn't be a concern then. 10-8 versus 10-7. They're running about the same times.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
So we'll have to see now if we can make Porsche do enough moves here to get back up into second place. I think we can burn fuel. Shouldn't be a concern. Energy might be a problem. So I'm thinking that we harvest a little bit here while we are behind Sainz, while we can use DRS. And harvesting should be okay. We have 8 seconds up to Doohan. We have about 9 laps to do it on. And in terms of lap time difference, gained 6/10. We're going to be close.
Just gained by Williams.
But it's also going to be a struggle here. We don't really want to start burning our tires too early. Piastri should be fun to just leave as is. So we'll have to see what exactly we do here. We are gaining though, which is the important part. But in theory, Doohan should actually have better tires than us. Because he is on those hards.
Like we've had a spin.
Even with them being more degraded. That Geo spin? I didn't see.
Did somebody spin out there?
Giovinazzi spun, yeah. I'll have to see what we do here, because we can't push any more fuel. We could try and go aggressive on tires, just gamble. We kind of have to here, just 3 laps to go. Aggressive on tires. We could also push ERS if we get closer. Had a competitor crash. Is this a safety car crash? No. Who's the one that did the crashing? Albon?
We can take a look now.
Albono?
Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved. Oh, no.
He destroyed his wing. That's unfortunate. We'll have to see it too, also what we do with in terms of fuel. But we are going to be running aggressive. We don't really have any other choice if we want to try and catch up. 2 laps to go. We're going to run full attack.
Low fuel, so be mindful of that.
Oh, he also ran wide. That's going to suck. Multiple cars have crashed. Okay. This is a safety car. That safety car is going to go to the end, though. No way, it does not.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed. Let's see what happened there.
Alpine and a Red Bull. It looks like the Alpine didn't brake enough and just went straight into the side of the Red Bull there in the corner. Gasly's out. Yeah, it is what happened according to the judges too, guess you could say.
The final
Yeah,
lap, you're opening your
unfortunately
final lap.
that safety car does screw over Porsche. Nothing much we can do about that. Sainz fourth. Mercedes 2 cars in the points. Sorry, 1 car in the points. I didn't translate it correctly. And we've had something weird that happened to 19th place. This was a weird race, all things considered. It's Gasly. You can see here, he's also out, I assume. Verstappen What? Okay, so Verstappen is somehow 20th. Did he too crash out and I just didn't realize? But yeah, Piastri 1, Porsche 3rd, Doohan 2nd. Kind of saved there potentially by the safety car. Ferrari 4th, Mercedes 5th, Russell 6th for Red Bull. And in terms of driver championship, Sainz actually moves up 4 places. Leclerc moves up 1. And we now have 3 points between Piastri and Porsche, meaning that whoever of them wins the final race wins the championship. Constructors, we have Ferrari gaining again on Mercedes, just 2 points between them now. They gain 1, so they'll be fighting themselves in between. And of course, I don't think the change of the bottom 5 teams will change here, but the final race is one that usually has some crashes involved, so it could happen. I might also gone a little bit too quick here into the experience report, but that's fine. We gained a decent amount of development for both drivers. It's been basically what we've been getting all season, between 1500 and 2000. 11 overtakes, 13 overtakes, pretty good. Can be happy with that. Let's continue. Finances, 8.5 million. I believe we managed both of our performance incentives here. Qualifying. And also finish position streak, very good. Making 8.5 million gained here in one race, very, very nice. Close to twice what we make usually, but still pretty good. And one more cornering point here for Porsche. And car part test center in poor condition. Let's refurbish. And up-and-coming driver, Joban Prani. Still can't hire him. He's been 3 seasons, so I assume this is a bug that just got introduced somehow into this save, which is unfortunate. And if it is a bug, then some of my earlier, negatives about how the system works is probably not really fair. But still, if they're gonna add new drivers, they need to reach in at 16 or something. We could also invest points in out into Piastri. I have a save for... I haven't done the test yet for smoothness. I'm just recording the end of the season in one go. Then I'll get the video uploaded first, and then we'll do the smoothness testing. But I'm thinking that we just invest maybe in overtaking and defending, and just see if it has an effect. If we invest everything in defending, we can get up to about 87. Sorry, not 87, 85. So I'm thinking that we might just keep the development points for now. It's fine to do it like that. We can use it to, again, test things down the line, which I feel is more important. So for now, Behrman, we're going to put 2 points in reactions. Again, we're going to get this to 85. I feel like it's a good place to start, personally. But then again, it's personal preference. Research we'll be completing. Is this the underfloor? It is. And with this, we're currently at 85.2, 87.6. So we fixed a little bit on the airflow sensitivity. We have gained a little bit here, but again, it's just decimal points behind this again. And in terms of the underfloor now, we are going to be losing out about 1.3%. It's not great, it's not terrible, but we'll regain that pretty quickly next season if we end up continuing, which, again, I doubt. Guess we'll go into the chassis here. And we'll just balance the gains from here on out. We're going to still focus a little bit on the cooling part. And we're also going to try and get the airflow, though, fixed. That's going to be the main goal. Put all the engineers on it. And as you see here, it's going to be rough, but we might get one more project in. If we do this, we'd still, lose out a bit. So we're going to put as many engineers as we can. And we'll see what we do in terms of production time towards the end of the season. Will. But with that said, let's set up performance targets for the final Grand Prix of the season, Abu Dhabi, and fastest lap shouldn't be a problem. These can't really do anything with them because it's just one race, just how things be. And with that, let's head out to the race. Here we are, we're ready for the final race of the season, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And as you can see, again, this is basically more of a critique than anything. Gasly, Sainz, Magnussen, and Hauger, they're taking penalties for components before the end of the season, which I feel is just, not worth it. They didn't have any accidents qualifying or practice, as far as I could see, that would warrant this. So again, it's just the AI being stupid for no good reason. So they're moving to the back of the grid, potentially, which is going to suck for them. Guarantee slot, position gain. We qualify first and second, so not really any point of doing that. Pre-race report, as you can see, we qualified first and second again. Just a couple of hundreds between them. Getting very, very close to each other. And expected strategies here are a potential one-stopper, but most likely two-stoppers. Performance, we have 3 tenths on soft to medium. It's again 300s with degradation, so it's about competitive for 10 so laps, soft versus medium. Medium versus hard, on the other hand, we have, well, just a little bit over 2 tenths difference, and degradation is 400s, so it'll take around 5-6 laps before the hards are faster than the mediums, and then they will, you know, be better towards the end. So going soft to hard to soft maybe could be a move, but again, degradation seems to be fairly high, so we need to keep that in mind as well. Pit lane is also kind of long with 25 seconds, and we have a very, very high chance of getting a safety car. Deployments over the last 4 seasons, 100%. Virtual safety car too, very, very common. No deployments. We'll see how it goes, honestly. Should be alright. In terms of strategy, we could start on the softs here. Go hard, go medium. I think that could work too, honestly. We could also go medium, hard, medium. But I think we are going to aim at running away. So we'll start on the soft compound and then make moves from there for both our drivers. I think it's just easier. We are starting with max fuel, so even if we wanted to take extra, we cannot. Tank is full. And with that, let's get into the final race of the season.
Hold on tight. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Lights out and away we go, indeed. So Doohan third, Russell fourth, Verstappen, Leclerc. And again, it's just so incredibly loud at the start for me. Really should just tune down the audio a bit. Doohan is still keeping third. He is on the softs. Let's have a look at what the people are using. Verstappen, Doohan on scrub softs. They're gonna suffer a bit. Same with Gasly, all the way into down to 17th here. And again, took penalties. Still, that's a bit too far down really to make it worth it, in my opinion. Should just, you know, crash out in Q1 really if it was going to take that many penalties. He'd be better off having fresh softs, I feel. But there are a lot of medium runners, and we'll have to see how this all plays out. For now though, should be okay. Pretty chill here. Doohan is falling behind. He's about half a second behind Porsche. So we'll have a look here and see how we actually end up at the end of the first couple of laps here. We'll still be using a little bit more ERS. And we have a gap now that is big enough that we're going to just put into neutral. And allow our boys here to now basically fight it out to the who's going to be world champion. We have a safety car already. Well, at least our cars are good. I don't know what has actually happened. We'll have to have a look here. I would assume Magnussen has been involved in something. I didn't want to hit the pit button.
Okay,
that was my bad.
crash.
It's actually Sainz, so the Ferrari is out. That's a bit unfortunate.
Science is the focus here. Oh, a nasty
Okay, so he
crash.
just sailed off, and I think something happened with the Red Bull there too. Not really. But that's a bit unfortunate, especially if you consider that we have the fight Merc versus Ferrari. Verstappen now, everything rests on him. And it's going to be a tough one for sure. Unlucky for Sainz here.
Safety car in this lap, so just prepare for
We
it.
will
Restart.
deploy, we will go push, and we
Lovely.
will try and reinstate the advantage that we had before the safety car. I'll leave them off here. We basically have already reinstated said advantage, so we'll go neutral. I think pushing fuel here should be enough to get outside of ERS range and ERS, DRS, and we already are, so we're good.
ERS enabled.
ERS has been enabled, but yeah, we are currently just running away. The only thing I really need to pay attention to here is fuel.
fastest lap.
Have a yellow, but again, it's actually Doohan. Doohan has done some
Let's
shenanigans.
take a closer look. Okay, so there we have the Alpine. And this,
That's a very
yes,
weird
this
spin
is where
into
they spun
a right-hand corner. I guess he overcompensated and spun the other way around. That's a bit of an interesting one for sure. Another crash on track. Who's it this time? We don't know.
I think that was a
Danik.
crash. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. Clearly, something went.
I think he can continue, but that's still a pretty hard hit. That front wing is just gone. So we have 6 seconds now on Verstappen. This is going to be interesting though, because if this is maintained, then Leclerc might actually be in a bit of a rough position here, trying to keep Merck's position. But even so, I don't think the Red Bull can overtake Merck. But they can definitely help Ferrari and Verstappen here if he can maintain and get a podium. So it's going to be an interesting one. I think we're going to stretch these maybe a little bit. Could potentially have pitted too under that safety car, in all honesty, but I think we're okay. Verstappen has pitted. He went onto the hard tire. Everyone in front of him is on the medium, so I guess that makes sense. I think we are going to pit Piastri this lap onto the hard. We're going to stretch Pocher a little bit. And honestly, we'll just get him onto the hard on this one. That should be alright. See where he comes out. So they're next to each other. They have Leclerc and the Red Bulls in front of them, which is okay. I think that shouldn't be a big concern, really.
It's a stonking lap.
Still setting fastest laps on hard tires, so yeah, not really a concern. Let's see, what is Doohan? Doohan's made his way up to 13th. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure to see if Verstappen can make something work here and actually get back up into the podium places. Only Norris between him now and the podium. Norris is going to have to pit. And potentially Verstappen might be on the same strategy that we are. So this is going to be interesting. And again, as I said, the Red Bulls can do him a huge favor by dealing with Leclerc. We have a lot of extra fuel here. I'm actually just gonna push these tires a little bit and burn some of it off. We have an abundance of fuel, in all honesty. 13 seconds ahead, about half a pit stop, so they're looking good on that regard. And of course, everyone else is gonna have to pit again too. So we're really looking good. It's just gonna be a fight between Pocher and of course Piastri. Just run out of extra fuel to use. We'll go back to balance for him, and we're going to do the same here with Piastri very soon. There we are. They're still together, 16 seconds ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen is fighting Russell though. Pit window has been entered. Okay, I thought we had another accident, but we're good. And I guess we will go on the mediums towards the end here. Pocher is kind of leaving Piastri behind now, but Piastri will be getting back fairly soon. I think it was a back mark again in Stanek. Sometimes they are just very annoying. So we could pit Piastri this lap, but we'll stretch it one more. Verstappen pitting. Could potentially get some advantage going there. And we will be pitting Piastri on this one, back onto medium. And we'll be doing Pocher next lap onto him too, onto the medium tire. And Verstappen went onto the medium. We'll have to see if he can gain on Russell and everyone in front. Never mind. That is Verstappen. That's going to be Ferrari having a very bad weekend. Red flagged. That rear wing is broken. So yeah, that kind of crushes Ferrari's dreams. Russell here is actually benefiting a lot. And so is actually Pocher.
Red flag. Red flag.
Here's the replay. Okay, here's the Ferrari. there's the crash.
Guess because he slid back onto the track, it's why it's red flag.
And the
But it
team
doesn't look
have
like he's
such high hopes
out,
today.
so that could be interesting on the restart here. Oh, there we go. Verstappen is now out. That's fine. Guess we are going to be switching him over to the other fresh medium. 15 laps. Can we make the soft last 15 laps? I think so. Let's put both of them on the soft. Let's just have both of them fight it out on the soft. That's fine. See a lot of banding here, but I don't think that matters because she'll be switched by the time we go to the...
away as the race continues. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So, yeah, everyone's on the softs, which is kind of what you expect. Unfortunately, though, for Ferrari with a double DNF. And we can just push to the end here now, because as you can see, we skipped a couple of laps. It gives us some extra fuel. Piastri is going to have to do overtake.
Look at reducing the lift.
I don't think we're going to deploy. We're going to save energy.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
But yeah, a bit interesting end to the season here. Unfortunate for Piastri though, that red flag had come a lap early. He would have been in a lot better position. It's great for Porsche because he hadn't pitted yet. Is he actually gonna send it here? Kinda is. Oh, that was a bit close. Lost a bit of time. Leclerc is kind of behind though. Gasly, Norris, Doohan in 9th. Yeah, Piastri did lose out due to, you know, getting it up the inside and then you're getting completely blocked off. To be fair though, it wasn't very far up the inside, so it didn't really have a, huge claim to that space, so to put it. It wasn't his by rights, so honestly, what Russell did was fairly okay. What you'd expect, really. Piastri is struggling here, though, to get up to Russell and get by, which is a bit concerning. See now, can he make a move? Not really. It's starting to get a lot of ERS though to use, which is nice to see. Once again, getting kind of blocked here in that corner. So they might need to do a little bit of work there, in all honesty. Let's speed it up a bit. There we are. Piastri is now by. Put him back to neutral. I think we'll just allow him to now fight towards the end. Piastri gets the overtake done. Russell third. Honestly, this could be good for Red Bull. But they're going to have Leclerc out of the points and Norris up into fourth to really make anything happen here. And even then, I don't think it's enough because they need like 12 points. So it's a bit very, very unfortunate for Ferrari here that both of their cars are out. Ten laps to go. We are having quite the aggressive burnout here on the tire wear. So I think Porsche is actually having an advantage in that regard. Let's speed things up here, see how it goes. Competitive crash.
Crash in the main straight.
Main straight. Gasly.
Copy.
That helps potentially Red Bull.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
But they also need Leclerc out of the points to
Gasly.
even have any chance. But even then, I don't think it will be enough.
Dear me.
If we crash out, though, it could help. But only then will they really have a chance, honestly. It would require both of our cars to have an accident, so to speak. Piastri and Prich are still switching back and forth. Kind of what you'd expect. Safety car. That could potentially have secured this now for Prich. It probably does, in all honesty. And we're just gonna leave things as is. There's no need to change anything. We could have pitted, of course, Piastri here, but I don't think the race is gonna restart, which is why I have elected not to.
Just focus on the Haas.
Just 2 laps to go after all.
Oh, a nasty crash.
Ooh. Yeah, that is a bit of a nasty one. So yeah, last lap,
the final lap.
we have safety car in front of us. That is basically how it's gonna end.
Safety car in this lap.
Okay, safety car in this lap. That could be a bit of an interesting one.
Go push.
Let's do it like this. That way I have set everything up now so that they can, you know, try. But again,
That's the flag.
that won't really do anything, honestly. There we are. End of the race. The Red Bulls. Oh, the heck happened to Charles Leclerc? Did you pit? Ah, it's also double points last race. I completely forgot about that. Charles Leclerc, you absolute donut. You actually pitted. Honestly, it's not. I don't have anything against him personally. It's just a funny meme. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for sure. Tsunoda also probably taking a bit of an out there. But yeah, we have Russell, Norris, 3rd and 4th here for Red Bull. Kind of surprising. Giovinazzi for AlphaTauri, scoring points for them, which is very good for them. Doohan managed to get up to 6th. But yeah, this should mean that Porsche is now world champion, and he gets it by 11 points. He did win, well, more than half of the race of the season, so it's well deserved. Don't get me wrong. Doohan 3rd, Norris moves up to 5th. And in the constructors there, I believe this means actually Ferrari and Red Bull have the equal now on points. And I guess Ferrari... Wait. Why? Red Bull has more podiums. Guess Ferrari got a 2nd place somehow? I don't remember. Again, season has been long. I've been sick. It's been, you know, a roller coaster for me mentally too. But yeah, Red Bull managed to catch up to Ferrari, but unfortunately didn't surpass them. AlphaTauri scoring points there. It's good for them. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't change any of the results. It's also okay. But yeah, I forgot about double points for the final race. But even so, very, very good here for Porsche. Honestly, a great result for him. 1777 development, 1955. So very good on that front too for both of our drivers. And as we can see, we made a little bit extra money. Well, 900,000 isn't a little bit. It's actually quite a lot of money, but still, a little bit for a Formula 1 team. With that now, we have Porsche up into 97 cornering. Reactions will be our next move. And we'll have to see what we do in terms of the future, because I feel like this is a good point where we end the series. We might have a look at preseason just to see where we're standing, but I think this is a very, very good point to end this series. We have done, I believe, everything we wanted to. If there's something we are missing, please let me know. But we might do Stroll and Latifi challenge in Williams if we want to do 2 series at once. But again, we'll have to see. Upcoming board review, usual reminder, high confidence. I would hope so. Porsche, thank you. Thank you, person, for helping take me to drive a championship win. Great season, amazing way to end it. He'll be celebrating, good. Car development has been locked. Congratulations for winning the constructors from Vaca. Here Porsche wins driver championship. They're over the moon. Very good. And as you can see here from the results, Doohan 3rd. He's finally in a good team. Honestly, I can make something out of him. And again, Ferrari and Red Bull equal in points. Mercedes beat them out by 2. That is a bit interesting. And now, if we add all of these points together, 100 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40, we end up at 330. 4, 3, 1, 1, we end up at 9. 9 plus another 10, 19. 19 plus 41, we're at 60. 101. 144. 258. We scored more points than the rest of the teams combined, I believe. Is unfortunate. That's the best way I can describe it. Still a great success, don't get me wrong, but still unfortunate. Now we have, again, the end of the season here, board performance review. O'Shea wins the championship. We win first place. And with that, we have completed all our goals. We gain a few more points into our heritage, but we're already maxed on constructors and drivers, so it doesn't really matter. And once again, the board has offered me the 1.5 million that we usually are given. Now, tire changes are actually close to max here at 97. Should probably change the focus into front and rear jacks, and then car release. But yeah, we are getting very, very good on most of the pit staff work. Regulation changes, we're going back to the old scoring system. Pole position is going to give a bonus point. Fastest lap is going to get a bonus point, meaning that we will have the maximum amount of points allocated during a season. We are going to have to deal with these minor technical changes. I think we've dealt with them on the 3 biggest ones. We're still losing out a little bit on the 3 smaller ones. Cost cap here is going to hurt us a bit, I think. Currently, we actually have a lot of money to spare, so not really. We're actually quite good on that. So yeah, the loss will potentially sting, but we're doing it kind of I should say it cautiously, carefully, slowly maybe. Refurbish the simulator. Suspension sim, no problem. And suspension research has actually been completed. So I don't know what we want to do here now. It'll take 40 days. We'll do a side pod here. It's still gonna lose a lot of expertise, as you can see. Gonna lose a little bit on the cooling department too, but I think we'll do it like this. It's still a big loss, don't get me wrong. We're gonna have to focus probably on it a little bit. And actually, we will not be able to do that. So if we tune down the engine... Here's the thing, all the focuses does take time. So we're gonna keep these two in the middle, just because it's easier, it takes less time. And we're gonna have to do it like this, so we can actually get the side pods made in time. And that's just how we're gonna have to do it. As I said, I probably will not be, position will be vacant. So we will have to, you know, go to staff. They're still hired, and I believe that we can extend if we really want to. And honestly, we might as well just get that out of the way. So back here, front wing, contract, could renew it. And we're going to put in 5 seasons. Going to up his salary by, I guess, 200k. See how he feels about that. And let's see how he feels about this. But I believe this is actually just a 4-year contract in theory. So it isn't high enough. Let's try and give him 4.2 maybe. Because he has been growing during these 5 seasons, don't get me wrong. Currently a medium. Let's try 4.750. Still not enough. Okay, this could be bad. How much do we others get paid? So your contract is running out. Currently have 1.3 million a year. Go up to 1.6 maybe. How are you feeling about that, Diego? You're very happy with that. Okay, so we'll renew the contract for him. No big problem. Dirk, how much are you making? 3.7 million. So, are you just playing hard to get? Is that it? Let's go all in and let's give him 5.75. And a little bit extra. It's gonna be expensive, don't get me wrong. But he's worth it. I think he's the highest one. That was more than enough. Okay, so we might have given a little bit too high of a salary, but again, last chance, so didn't want to take any chances here. Scout for replacement. He should be the highest rated one. Cardale is the other one, Resta potentially, but still, he is someone that we have been nurturing, and he's maxed on underfloor and rear wing, so extra amount of money to keep that asset is worth it for now. Now, again, we fixed that problem. Annual post-season report of the staff roster. Very good. Facility refurbishment completed. Weather center is back. Again, I really wish you could contract renewals. You really could make it so that it's refurbished. The refurbishment will be done by the time you start losing the effect. That would be great. Chassis has been researched. We'll do one more. Chassis will take probably too long. Sleeve suspension is the shortest research that we have. And we'll try and get the brake cooling and the airflow done. But for now, let's just put in all 6 engineers. As you can see, we don't really have too much we can invest in. We could actually do this with drag reduction, which I think is okay. Sacrifice. And with that, let's get the final research of the year underway. And we still had about 50 million on the cost cap, so we could probably design some more parts on Intense to really make the maximum out of the year's budget. But it's fine. Car test center has been refurbished. We have unused scouts, unused, other personnel, but that's fine. Engineers is the word I was looking for. Internal refurbishment completed. Good. Be good for next season, honestly. Again, I think I'm gonna end this this playthrough here. I don't think there's anything in particular that we can gain, and we do seem to have picked up a few bugs with, not being able to hire junior drivers, even though our drivers are fairly young already. So I'll consider it as we go. Rear wing research completed. Front wing research completed. Very good. As you can see, we gained about 1.5% in airflow here. About the same in the sensitivity department. Almost, well, a little bit over 1.3% in brake cooling. I don't know why I thought that was 2%. At least a little bit too tight. About 3% here. 2.5% here. Nothing on the high speed, but still fairly okay. The rear wing, we gained a lot in airflow sensitivity. Gained a lot in airflow... Sorry, DRS delta, 3%. 3% in... Sorry, 2%. 3% in drag reduction too. Why am I not working with numbers today? This is actually kind of spooky. But it should be okay. Sorry. I might just be a little bit rushed here. Trying to get as much done today as I can. Idle engineers, unused scouts. Again, we don't care. Fine. Gain about a little bit over a percentage in airflow. Brake cooling gain. Very minor, but still there. Again, this is the suspension we made at the end. I think the smaller parts now, if I want them to catch up, we're just going to have to put through a lot of intense projects. That's just how it be. And we are going to be losing out a bit in terms of side pods, honestly. But that's just how it be. With that, we're at the end of the season. Piastri ended up with 17 points. I'll be sitting down now doing the smoothness test. See just how much of an effect it has on tire wear in particular. That's really the only thing we care about. And potentially how much said tire wear has to do for lap times. The best way to test this would be to have Porsche also at the same stats that Piastri has, but that would be a bit too much work for me to set up personally. So with us reaching the end of this season and potentially the end of the series, again, I'd like to thank everyone who has been following. It's been very, very good to have all of you on board. Thank you so much. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. And as I said, if you think there's something I have yet to do in this series, please let me know. Because what I'm thinking is that we'll focus a bit on Aston, and then maybe once Aston starts reaching its natural conclusion, we might try something, say, Stroll and Latifi challenge in Williams, where we pick up both of the Canadians, put them in Williams, and see how long it would take to make each of them world champion, for instance. We could do that, but I'm I'm a little bit unsure. Currently, though, I still have the McLaren save that we will be streaming. I'll try and get a stream done. Well, try and get a stream done. Try and get some more streaming done in the near future. But it'll depend on when I have time. Again, thank you very much to all who followed. Please come with your suggestions on what we should be doing. And I hope to see you around the next time. Bye bye.